Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all might be fine and safe in your home. So, today, children, in English, we are going to do the revision of the chapter 2, that is the visit to the mansion. So, we will read in this chapter about Joe and Laurie. So, Joe sometimes stood before her old brown house and looked at the stately mansion of the Lawrences. So, Jo March, what she used to do? She used to stand before her old brown house. So, her house was old and brown, and she stood near that, okay, before that, and looked at the stately mansion. And there was a very beautiful, large, and impressive house. Near her house, there was a large and impressive house to that she used to look, and that house was of the Lawrences. She knew that only old Lawrence and his grandson Laurie lived there. So she was knowing that there were only two people living, and that was one Mr. Lawrence, and the other one was his grandson Laurie. But to her, the mansion seemed to be an enchanted palace. Now, when she saw the mansion, then she used to imagine that this house is very beautiful and that is like a palace, very beautiful palace filled with delightful things, and inside many beautiful things are there. Very exciting things she will find inside that. She wanted to see them. She longed to see them. That means she wanted to see them very eagerly and befriend Laurie, and she wanted to befriend with Laurie, who looked lonely, very lonely and shy. And this boy Laurie, he was very lonely and shy. So she decided to visit the Lawrence mansion and tell Mr. Lawrence to allow Laurie to leave the house and play. So she thought that she decided that she will go to the Lawrence mansion, to the house, okay, and there she will talk to Mr. Lawrence that please allow Laurie so that he can leave the house and then play. Okay, he can come out of the house and he can play with them. Now, one snowy afternoon, Jo saw Mr. Lawrence drive off. As she set out towards the mansion and looked around, it was completely quiet. Now, when it was snowing in the afternoon, then she saw that Mr. Lawrence, he was going somewhere. And then she went towards the mansion, towards that house, and looked around, and she found that it was very quiet. Suddenly she spotted a curly head lady leaning against a desk at an upper window. Then she saw, and on the upper window, she saw that there was someone who had curly head, and that person was leaning against a desk. There he is, thought Jo. Now she said that, okay, there is that person whom I am searching. Poor boy, I'll toss up a snowball and make him look out. Now she thought that she is going to throw a snowball, and then the person will look. So up went a ball of snow and the head turned at once. So she made a snowball, okay, and threw it upside. It went up, the ball went up, okay, and the person, he turned his back and he looked out. Laurie peeped out, eyes bright with wonder. Now Laurie was very surprised, and so he saw outside. When he spotted Jo, he began to smile. So when he saw Jo, he was smiling. He also became happy because he was lonely. So Jo called out, "How do you do? Are you sick?" So Jo is asking to Laurie that, "How are you, my dear? Are you sick?" Laurie croaked hoarsely, "I have a bad cold and it's very dull here." So he's okay, he had caught a bad cold, so his throat was paining, okay, it was his, and the voice had become harsh. So he said that, "I have a bad cough and it's very dull, I am not feeling nice. Will you come upstairs and talk to me?" So he asked Jo that, "Will you come up and will you talk to me, please? I am very lonely. I'll ask mother." Wait. Now Jo is telling to Laurie that, "Wait, I'm going to ask mother. If she allows, I'll come." Excited Laurie flew about to get ready and tidy his room. A little later, there was a loud ring followed by quick footsteps. Then there was a knock on his door, and Jo appeared. She was carrying a covered dish in one hand and three kittens in the other. Now, this Laurie was very happy, okay, very excited, and he went inside to tidy his room and to get his room ready, so that now Joe is going to come. And then afterwards, he heard that there was uh, a quick footsteps on the stairs, and then after that there was knock on the door, and Joe had appeared, and she was carrying in one hand she was carrying a covered dish, and in the other she had three kittens. Here I am, she said briskly. Now she is full of energy and she is saying, here I have come. Okay. Mother sent her love. Meg sent some of her delicious blanc mange. So now mother, she has sent love. Okay. And Meg what she has sent? A delicious blanc mange. So that is a dish, quite a kind of dish. And Beth thought her kittens would be comforting. I knew you'd laugh at them, but I couldn't refuse. And Beth, she has sent her cats. And she thought that when you will see these cats, you a little bit you will be comfortable. And I was knowing, Joy is saying that I was knowing that you will laugh at them, but what to do? When she was giving it with a love, with such love, I couldn't refuse. So that kittens turned out to be just the thing, as Laurie started laughing over them and soon grew cheerful. Now, after seeing the kittens, Laurie was happy. Okay, and he grew cheerful. And that only these people, they wanted to make Laurie happy, and then Laurie was happy. Now, that looks too pretty to eat, he said, smiling as Joe showed him blank match. So when Joe showed him the blank match given by Meg, then this Laurie is saying that seems it is very pretty to eat. It is soft and will slip down without hurting your sore throat. Now Joe is saying that this is very soft, and what will happen? They are going to go slowly. Okay, they slip through the sore through your sore throat, and it will not hurt your throat. How kind you are, said Laurie. Now please take the big chair and let me do something to entertain you. Now he is saying that you are very kind, you have thought a lot for me. So now please take the big chair and sit so that I can do something to entertain you. You have come to my house. No, no, you should rest. Shall I read to you? Asked Joe, looking at some books nearby. Now Joe is saying that no, there is no need. You take rest. You are not well. You take rest. I'll read some books for you so that you feel comfortable. Then I have read all of them, and if you don't mind, I'd like to talk, answered Laurie. Then Laurie is saying that I have read all the books. Whatever books are there, all I have read. I would like that if you talk with me. Not a bit. Beth says, I keep talking all day, never know when to stop. Then Joe is saying that, oh, no, I will not mind to talk with you. I like to talk because Beth says that I am talking all the day and never I stop talking. Is Beth the rosy one who sometimes goes out with a little basket? Asks Laurie with interest. Now Laurie is taking interest and is saying that, okay, the Beth is the rosy one who is going sometimes to the market, and she is having a little basket with her. Then yes, that's Beth. Then this Joe is saying, yes, that is only Beth. The pretty one is Meg, and the curly haired one is Amy, I believe. Now he is knowing all his sisters. He is saying that I think that pretty one, the girl who is very pretty, that is Meg, and one with the curly hair, she is Amy. Laurie paused. He then added shyly, I often hear you talking to each other. Now he is feeling shy. He is saying that what happens? I hear you all talking to each other, and sometimes when I see you all sitting around the table with your mother, it's like looking at a picture. So when I see you sitting around the table, when you are sitting around the table, all of you, and talk to your mother, it looks like a picture. In the picture, as a something, the people, they are sitting and talking with each other, it looks like that. Laurie poked the fire to hide the sudden trembling of his lips. So his lips, they were shaking. Okay, so what he did, he is poking the fire because it is cold outside, so that he can hide the trembling of the lips. Joe was touched. While he was unwell and lonely, she was happy at home with her mother and sisters. Now Joe was touched. he was not feeling nice at that time because he was thinking that he was unwell and he was very lonely. And then Laurie, she was very happy at home with her mother and sister. There were many people in her home. You could just come and visit us. Now he's saying that you can come and visit us, she said gently. Mother would be glad to welcome you, and she's saying that when you will come to our house, my mother, she will also be glad to welcome you, and you will have jolly times with my sisters and me, and you will also spend very nice time with us. Wouldn't your grandpa let you? So he's asking that she's asking that will your grandpa he will allow you to go with us? I think he would, if I asked. He is very kind, but he thinks I might disturb strangers, said Laurie. I see he's saying that, yes, I think he will allow me to go. He is very kind, but he is thinking that I may disturb the strangers as I have not met you before. He has also not met. So he is thinking you all the strangers, said Laurie. Then he said, we are not strangers. We are your neighbors and you won't disturb us. Then Joe is saying that we are not strangers for you. We are your neighbors and neighbors don't disturb. Then Joe and Laurie started talking about books. Joe was delighted to find that Laurie also loved books and had read more books than her. Then what happened? Joe and Laurie, they started talking about the books which were over there, and then Joe found that Laurie he had read more books than Joe, and he also loved reading books. If you like them so much, come down to our library, Laurie offered. Grandpa isn't home, don't be afraid. Now he is saying that if you like to read so much, then come to library. Our library is downside, come there. And Grandpa isn't at home, and so don't be afraid. Then, I am not afraid of anything, Joe replied, tossing her head. Then Joe is saying, oh, I am not afraid of anything. Laurie laughed and led her through the rooms. So Laurie laughed listening to that, and he is taking through the rooms to the library. He let her examine whatever struck her fancy. So he allowed to see whatever she wanted to see, what was very interesting for him, he allowed to see. At last they reached the library where Joe clapped her hands and danced with delight. Now when they reached the library, Joe was very excited. She started clapping and she started dancing with delight because the library was lined with books, and then there were pictures and statues, strange little tables and bronze pieces, and best of all a great open fireplace with quaint tiles all around it. So when she went into that room library, she was very happy. She started climbing. She had found many books over there, and there were pictures and statues over there, and strange little tables were there. There were bronze pieces, and best of all, what was there? There was a fireplace with the tiles. Then, what richness! Sighed Zoe, sinking into a chair and gazing around her. Theodore Lawrence, you should be the happiest boy in the world. Now, seeing all this richness, okay, she's knowing that the boy is very rich. She said that, and she is leaning into the chair and she is saying, gazing around her, looking around her, she is saying that Theodore Lawrence, the boy's name, is saying that I think you are the happiest boy in the world because you have all the things over here, all the happy things which make you happy. So she is saying you have with you. Then let us see what Joe says. Now he says, no one can live on books, said Laurie, shaking his head as he perched on a table. Now he is saying that no one can live on books. It is not that I can live only on the books. And shaking his head, and he is perching on the table. So he sat over there on the table. Just then a bell rang and Joe flew up, alarmed. It's your grandpa. What shall I do? Now the bell rang, and then Joshi got up and she's alarmed. Oh, now it's your grandpa. What I will do now? Because he's not knowing that someone is there. Well, what if it is? You said you're not afraid of anything, remember? Said Laurie, laughing. Now then Laurie is saying that okay. At that time you said that You're not afraid of anything. Then what happened now? If grandpa is there then? But it was only the doctor who had come to check on Laurie. So grandpa was not there. There was doctor who had come to see Laurie because Laurie was ill. Would you mind if I left you for a minute? Laurie asked. Now Laurie is asking to Joe that would you mind if I go for a minute near the doctor? Jo shook her head and went off to look at a portrait of old Mr. Lawrence. Now Jo said that no, nothing, you can go. And she went to look at the portrait, and that portrait was of old Mr. Lawrence. She was standing before the portrait when the door opened again. Now she was standing near the portrait, okay, before the portrait. And again the door has opened. Jo did not turn as she said, I won't be afraid of your grandpa. He looks stern, but he has kind eyes and I like him. Now she is saying that I'll not be afraid of your grandpa. If he comes, I will not be afraid. He looks stern. Yes, that means he looks strict, he looks very serious. But when I see his eyes, I find that he is a kind person and I like him. Thank you, ma'am, said a gruff voice. So, in a rough and low voice, someone has said, Thank you, ma'am. And behind her he was standing. And there, to Joe's great dismay, then stood old Mr. Lawrence. So now, what happened when Joe has heard the voice? Okay, she was filled with shame because she had not expected that there was Mr. Lawrence behind her. So she was feeling ashamed. Okay, she was feeling, and then she was shy because she was not expecting Mr. Lawrence. Then Mr. Lawrence is very amused and invites Joe to tea. Now, Mr. Lawrence, he is very happy, okay, and he invites Joe to tea. There, as Joe and Laurie talked merrily, Mr. Lawrence realizes how lonely Laurie had been and decides to send him to the March's house occasionally. So now, when Mr. Lawrence he sees Joe and Laurie talking very nicely, okay, very happily, then he realizes that how this boy was alone. He was alone. He might be feeling alone, and then he decided that now he is going to send uh, Laurie to March's house. So these are March's means Joe March's house. Occasionally means sometimes he is going to send him to her house so that he can enjoy there. So this was the chapter, children, and you have to write. You have to learn word meanings from this chapter very nicely and do the objective questions which comes from here. Read the chapter very nicely. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good day, enjoy, and all the best for your exam. Oh.